Alright, what's up everyone? So we are live now at Haley's first birthday. And yeah, just wanna, hey, say hi. She's having a little bit of the flu. Hey Haley, say hi. So today's topic is crypto versus stocks. Which would you own more of and why? Oh, ooh, okay. So I was thinking about this. I was just thinking about this topic for quite a bit. I understand that a lot of the millennials these days don't buy stocks. They don't believe in the stock market. I mean, personally, I don't own that many stocks because I just feel that the stock market has been just way overbought because of all the free money that has been out there. This is basically, when I say free money, I mean quantitative easing that happened during the last financial crisis due to subprime, right? That was during the time of Ben Bernanke and Alan Greenspan's time when, we had the subprime and Lehman Brothers, the whole credit default swaps just took a hit. Okay, so I know that a lot of the young do not believe in buying stocks, or maybe they have very little knowledge about stocks to get involved. So maybe I can kind of give you a little bit of perspective, and then going forward, you can even decide whether it's practical or not. So let me talk about stocks first, because since we already know a lot about crypto at the moment and where we're at, let me close the door, guys. She's crying because she wants to drink milk. So give me a second. So right now, when you talk about stocks, right? What's the main thing about being a stockholder? You own equity, you own shares in the company, you are a shareholder of the company. Now, can you use the stocks? Obviously, there's no use case for the stocks, but the good thing is that you can validate whether or not these companies actually have real businesses, real product, real customers. Because usually in most aspects, they can be in the tech space, they can be in retail, they can be in utilities, communication, healthcare. More often than not, right, you can validate, right? You can validate, and and I think it's very different from the whole IPO phase, ICO phase, which is another topic altogether. So maybe you can comment below. Would you like me to cover the difference between IPO and ICO? Right? I also can. I think that's a very good episode in itself. But okay, back to the why equities or stocks or shares are good for you as well in this market. I think it's not just about this market. I think it's just about perspective, about having it in your portfolio. So I mentioned that they usually have real customers, real products, real businesses, right? You can validate. For example, it's just about the relevance. Like you go to Walmart, you know that you can say, hey, if I'm someone who is a Walmart customer, I can safely say that I don't mind owning some Walmart shares. But however, I think because e-commerce has been so popular of late, you are usually ordering all your goods and services online. Walmart's business model is actually suffering as of now. As in, the revenue is going down because when you have a store space, you're looking at rental, you're looking at high rental costs potentially, and also not many customers may be inclined to go for that, because if it's not a very it's not an experience, right? When you go to a store, a retail store, for example, whatever it is, you're looking for an experience. But if you're just going, to buy groceries, very practical stuff, you don't need that. You can just go online. I'm gonna get milk, I'm gonna get diapers, I'm gonna get toiletries, blah blah blah, for my home. I think Amazon has practically done that. You these days you can just voice over IP, use your have your orders all done online. So that being said, it does have its risks. So if you own Walmart shares, obviously you're not going to be too happy because I think Walmart is gradually going to go out of business, especially with Amazon, especially with players that are smaller players that are looking at online services. Okay, then we have the ones that tide through, like healthcare, utilities, communications, okay, those businesses usually don't go out of business because everybody nowadays has a smartphone, everybody needs communication, everybody wants to stay connected. So those are usually the safest bets. Most cases, those shares actually pay a dividend. Okay, so if you're someone who loves passive income, actually those are great to have in your portfolio. I think usually they pay every quarter to semi-annually. Some maybe annually, but more often than not, it's usually quarterly. So you see, though you cannot actually use the share, you are able to kind of benefit from owning them. And there is that strong confidence, there's that brand awareness, it's just there, right? Practical. Now, let's come to crypto. Can we safely say that we can use most things in crypto? Can we really use our tokens as of now? Um, let's say we own Ethereum, the second largest in terms of market cap. Can we really use Ethereum? For me, as a non-developer, I can't use Ethereum. I want to buy. Let's say now let's talk about the simplicity of it. Can I use, okay, since there's a value, can I use Ethereum to buy things? I cannot. Right? I cannot. Even if when Ethereum was $1,000, I could sell it off on the OTC market or to anyone as a vendor who is willing to accept it for what value it is. But I cannot even, let's say if I wanted to just pay for this hotel, I can't. So that's the problem. Can I buy groceries with Ethereum? I cannot. But anyway, not to insult Vitalik and team, that's not its use case. The use case is that it's supposed to power the smart contract. So theoretically, that eradicates a lot of us, right? Because as long as we're not developers, we shouldn't be touching it. So that's just being practical. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin. Can I, as a Singaporean, use Bitcoin on a regular basis? For me to be incentivized to use it, no, I can't. There's only one or okay, you can probably just Google Bitcoin vendors in Singapore. I can hardly use any of these crypto to buy anything, right? So this is the problem. So even if I own it, right, and look guys, look, I've been in the space long enough. I understand that it's borderless, it's a permissionless network. I get it, okay, I get it. I'm just saying that why was I comparing crypto, right, or whatever utility token, security token, and whatever? Why do you think that the crypto space is evolving into security tokens, right? Because they want to give investors that level of confidence that, hey, if you own my tokens, there will be certain aspects from the securities market that we can bring onto a tokenized version of it, which is fine. If I own an X amount of tokens and I can convert it for shares of the company when they deliver a product, I'm happy. I will be more than happy to be part of this kind of projects, right? So this is kind of where I'm getting at. I think more or less you kind of see that difference, and feel free to comment in feel free to comment below whether or not at this point of time, why do you want to would you be buying stocks, or why wouldn't you be buying stocks? It's not about old or young, guys. It's more or less about understanding that there are many different financial assets in this space that we can utilize. There are people, I mean, younger traders just love volatility, right? So they will be more inclined to maybe not own anything. They don't want to own any kind of asset. They will just use the derivative to fulfill their daily trading requirements. For example, maybe I feel like I want to trade $100 to $200 a day, and based on the volatility of a particular financial asset. So say if I'm someone who's a futures trader, I will be focused on earning profits via futures. If I'm someone who's very familiar with forex, I understand the overall markets, then I will be using forex as a means of trading, right? Of course, it's just a matter of perspective. Okay, so it's just a matter of perspective. I think overall, we want to just have more diversification. The reason why am I having this topic is because I want you guys to understand that being diversified is good. So that so right now, we know that we have already lost a lot of the crypto market cap. Hopefully going forward, as the market cap improves and push up, and at the same time there's more adoption from the institutions and whatnot, you know, it crypto literally not just becomes a speculative financial asset. It becomes a use case. And when 90% of the people can safely say that, hey, I can actually use all these tokens that are out there, then we have something. But for now, I think we are really very far away, guys. So yes, we are early adopters. The good thing is that, there are channels that are always talking about stocks. There are channels that are always discussing the financial markets, exactly like how the YouTube space for crypto just started out. So it's pretty good, right? People will be talking about their top three stocks for September, or my top picks for my growth, my dividend portfolio, something like that. You should start, looking at all these channels. And then eventually you start learning about all this kind of stuff, right? I prefer real estate investment trust, because it's just more straightforward, right? Especially if you're someone who doesn't want to you don't have a lot of liquidity, you don't want to buy property, and you don't want to have to manage it, right? Managing property is actually quite a pain in the ass, guys. It's just like you rent out your property. You need to make sure that the tenant that you have. I mean, you're gonna rent it out to someone who is to a tenant, right? And you want to collect a passive income, a monthly. So you have to make sure that this fella will always be paying. You want to make sure that this person is keeps the whole place clean. He doesn't smash up. I mean, he doesn't dirty your kitchen. All this kind of stuff. So it's nice to own property, but also you want to make it as a passive income. You got to make sure that you choose the right people. What's up, Hourglass? What's up, D-Man? So these are the things that you want to consider. So there's the alternative, which is the real estate investment trust. I mean, of course, when we talk about real estate investment trust, it's best that you look at your own country's real estate investment trust, right? And also make sure that they are not heavily invested in retail. Okay, because at the moment the retail space is doing very, very badly. I mean, look, just go to your local mall, and really see whether the shops, right, are they having, like, lots of people. I doubt it. And most are window shopping, but most are in the online space. So if you look at a stock, I'd rather you go for e-commerce, related stuff, right? Like, Amazon is definitely a buy. Regardless of how astronomical and expensive the price is, Amazon is definitely a buy. For a fact that Facebook recently had a very, very large hit, yes, I understand there's a lot of privacy issues and whatnot, but Facebook is still a buy for me. I think if you have very solid real estate or brokerages that are listed on the stock exchange, yeah, I mean, look, of course I've seen Amazon stocks, man. There's okay. The only question the only fear that I have, the only fear that I have in the current stock market, which I clearly know it's overvalued. I think Hourglass, you kind of came in a little bit late into the stream. I already addressed the issues already. What's up, Asafurban? Wow, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you, man. So yeah, that being said, I think you want to have some kind of diversification away from the crypto space. We need to look at, oh, weed. Okay, yes. Okay, look, we don't have weed stocks in Singapore, but I know that medicinal weed or marijuana in Canada and the US are completely legal. Yeah, if you guys are into okay, see, that's the thing. Like, there was the pot coin, right? There was the pot coin in our crypto space. It's there's the pot coin in our crypto space. I'm not exactly sure how awesome is pot coin doing in the crypto space. Maybe you guys who are a little bit more familiar, who are open into the whole weed space, yeah, let me know, man, whether pot coin is doing well. But I know for the fact that I think if you're a very strong competitor in the weed space or the medicinal marijuana, it's a very competitive space from what I understand. So it's not necessarily that just because you go and start buying, right, you're going to get anything. And most of the time, right, weed stocks are growth stocks. Now, the other one where we kind of don't really like are the bank stocks. But the bank stocks, by the way, if you start looking at passive income, because guys, I need to start directing you all to passive income also. Because as someone who is a young individual, okay, when I say young individual, let me say the demographic first. The demographic that we are looking at is between 25 to 35 years old. Okay, you are looking for growth. Okay, let's just get to the chase. You want to have majority of your portfolio in things that have high potential return. Okay, but as you reach a certain stage in your life, when you have children, when you have a home, when you have liabilities, commitments, you want to look at having passive income. Right now, the crypto space does not give you jack shit passive income because the mining is so challenging, as in Bitcoin mining is now too expensive. You don't have to think about it, okay? You don't even have to bother. If you're treating Bitcoin mining as an experiment, go ahead, but we're talking about real passive income now. It's not for the retail players anymore. Sure, there's GPU mining and whatever, and all that, that's fine. But even that has become very expensive also, and questionable. So right now you want to kind of move towards having some kind of form of passive income. So sometimes people think that you can have a passive income skill. So what do I mean by that? Once you learn how to trade, that's also considered passive income. But what I was thinking is something very straightforward. Like, I know that, for example, I know developers who are building aggressively in certain countries and have big and are very reputable. I know that they're going to be able to pay a 6 to 7% dividend. They have good liquidity, they have strong investors, they have cash flow to really hold the test of time. They own land. I want to invest in these kind of developers, right? So yeah, so this is like where I'm heading. Okay. So yeah, so Sam Bitcoin advertiser, you are wrong. There are other ASIC miners that pay in other coins. Now that's the thing. Okay, when you say other coins, you are risking for the fact that you're just risking your mining power towards other coins. Now, these other coins, if they are credible and they stand the test of time, then it's still fine. If they don't stand the test of time, that means what you're planning to do is you're just mining that coin for X period of time until the price or the demand drops, and then after you shift your mining power elsewhere. Well, I guess if you consider that as one of the ways to gain passive income, why not? It's okay, it's fine as well. It's not about, I'm just talking about purely what I know. I'm not a miner. I'm not here to give advice about mining. I'm just telling you in a generalized way that not everyone is going to buy ASIC mining equipment and then just direct their hashing power all over the place to coins that are potentially going to do well, right? I'm talking about real, tangible, intrinsic value over time, okay? If you're telling me that you're shifting your hash rate from one coin to another, come on, man. It's like, I'm just trying to get people to stay invested in something. Okay, yes, well, it's 9 p.m. here, but it looks morning in Singapore. Yes, Mice Elf, you're right. It is actually almost close to the afternoon in Singapore. And by the way, so yeah, did you guys catch Crazy Rich Asians? Well, it's kind of a okay show. Um, it's nice, it's a nice, very cliche, very straightforward storyline and everything. But yeah, it's all right. I really enjoyed the character Aquafina. She's really really very funny. It's very very cute. I feel that the show is very straightforward. It's nothing like a mind bender or anything. So you guys who are very high level, like to watch Inception and that kind of shit, this is not for you. But it's a kind of a little bit of a chick flick. A lot of hype, as you can see. I think it's very popular in America. Yeah, it was a simple fun show. That's right, man. Sometimes we just need simple and light-hearted stuff. But yeah, so yeah, back to the topic, right? I would love to have you guys comment in the section below. Do you guys own stocks? And if you do, which ones? If you don't, why not? And also overall, how much of your money will be focused on building a passive income portfolio in the next 3 to 5 years? Okay? So remember, think long term. Don't always think on the short term, because eventually when you guys get busy with life, you're not going to be so free to keep trading and whatever. Yes, there will be some of you who will be able to make a solid income from day trading, but majority do not do that. I do not day trade. I'm a businessman. I love connecting with people. I'm usually flying around. I'm busy. I don't have time to day trade, but I have a very, very strong invested portfolio of a mixture of stocks, gold, and of course crypto, right? So eventually, when once I am able to generate a very nice passive income, not only from my business but from my investment portfolio, that way I can really take the time to connect and build and grow my business. Yeah, it's fine, Hourglass. Even if you don't have any stocks, it's okay. The whole idea is just to plant the seed, plant the idea, and allow you to just understand that eventually, why do you think that crypto is moving towards security tokens, right? So when you move towards security tokens, right, you're going to be able to see the transition of the old world connect with the new world with the current digital asset market. And who knows? How will the space transition? Will you now be able to hold your own tokens or your own shares? Because right now we don't hold our own shares. All your shares are held with a custodian, right? So this is different. Crypto, we can own it. We can kind of like put it into our ledger, right? It's our private key. Right now, I cannot say that if I bought Facebook stocks, I can keep it with me. It's with a custodian, right? So it's very unique. It's very different. The financial systems are different. The back end systems obviously are too old for the stock market. But if it's safe, secure, and people use it, why not? Right? Because we experience, I mean, let's just be fair, guys. The crypto space is also the Wild West. Exchanges always claim they get hacked. We could potentially get hacked or robbed or murdered because of our own Bitcoins, or if people know that we have Bitcoins, stuff like that. But if there's a safe way for the masses to enter, we need the masses to come in, guys, and not just you and me. And it's really a whole ecosystem that has to be built around the cryptocurrency space, right? With that being said, have a very, very good day, guys, and I'll see you in the next live stream.